Of course, here's a deep, detailed yet summary of the events around Alauddin Khalji's failed attack on Warangol, so you fully grasp what happened, why it mattered, what it tells us about that time in Indian history. 1. The background. Alauddin Khalji was the Sultan of Delhi, ruling from 1296 to 1316. After taking control of northern India, he wanted to expand into the Deccan, southern India, to get more wealth. His first big success was in 1294 when he attacked Devagiri in Maharashtra, defeated its king Ramachandra, and forced him to become a vassal, a ruler who pays tribute every year. 2. Alauddin's ambition. Seeing the huge wealth of Devagiri, Alauddin realized the south was rich and could make him the most powerful ruler in India. His plan was to subjugate all big kingdoms in the Deccan, forcing their kings to pay him tribute without having to directly rule them. The target, Telangana and Warangol. After Devagiri, Alauddin set his eyes on Telangana, ruled by the Kakatiya dynasty. The Kakatiyas were wealthy and powerful, famous for their strong forts and resistance to outside invasions. The capital of this kingdom was Warangol, a massive city with mighty stone fortifications considered almost impossible to breach. Preparing the campaign. In 1303, Alauddin decided to send an army to capture Warangol and make the Kakatiya ruler Pratapudradeva his vassal. He placed the army under Chaju, the nephew and successor of his trusted commander Nasrat Khan. This showed Alauddin was serious. He sent a powerful general with a large army. 5. The long, dangerous journey. The army set out from Delhi, heading southeast toward Warangol. They marched through Bengal and Orissa, today's West Bengal and Odisha. These regions were part of the path to reach Telangana from Delhi. The journey was extremely long, tiring and dangerous, with soldiers having to cross thick forests, rivers, mountains and unfriendly territories. Supplies were difficult to transport, and the soldiers faced hunger, disease and exhaustion even before reaching Warangol. Arriving at Warangol, after weeks of travel, Chaju's army reached Warangol, the capital of the Kakatiya kingdom. Warangol was famous for its massive stone walls with 2 or 3 rings of strong fortifications, a well-organized army, including war elephants, cavalry and archers. Its king, Pratapudradeva, who was an experienced and courageous ruler. 7. The siege and battle. Chaju's army laid siege to Warangol, trying to break its gates and walls. However, the fort's defences were too strong. Warangol's soldiers fought fiercely, using arrows, stones and boiling oil against attackers. Pratapudradeva personally led his troops, maintaining morale and organising effective resistance. 8. Why the Delhi army failed. Distance and fatigue. The army was exhausted after marching hundreds of kilometres through harsh terrain. Harsh climate, the hot and humid Deccan weather, made it even harder for the soldiers, who were used to the cooler climate of North India. Strong fortifications. Warangol's walls and defences were some of the best in India at that time. Well-prepared defence, Pratapudra's men were ready and determined to protect their city. 9. The defeat. The Delhi army's morale fell as the siege dragged on. They ran out of supplies, fell sick and lost hope. Pratapudra's forces launched counter-attacks, causing heavy losses. Eventually, Chaju's army collapsed in panic, unable to maintain order. The soldiers retreated chaotically, many were killed or captured, and the rest fled north in a disorganized mess. At 10, the result. Alauddin's plan to quickly subjugate Telangana completely failed. The Kakatiya king, Pratapudradeva, emerged as a hero who had defeated one of the strongest armies in India at the time. The Kakatiya kingdom remained independent, and Warangol's reputation as an impregnable fortress grew across India. 11. Why this was important. Exposed Alauddin's limits. His power was great but not absolute. Some southern kingdoms could still resist him. Boosted southern morale. Other kingdoms in the Deccan saw that it was possible to defend themselves successfully. Showed the need for better planning. Future campaigns needed more careful preparation, especially when fighting in faraway lands. Simple final summary. After taking Devagiri in 1294, Alauddin Khalji wanted to conquer Telangana by attacking its capital, Warangal. In 1303, he sent a huge army under Chaju, marching through Bengal and Orissa to reach Warangal. But Prataprudradeva, the Kakatiya king, defended Warangal bravely. The Delhi army failed to capture the fort, ran out of supplies, and retreated in chaos. This defeat preserved the independence of the Kakatiya kingdom and proved that Alauddin could be resisted. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, or map to visualize this dramatic event? Of course, here's a great, deep and detailed summary in clear and simple words so you can fully understand what happened, why it mattered, and what it tells us about Alauddin's rule. Background: why the problem started. In 1294, Alauddin Khalji defeated Raja Ramachandra of Devagiri, forcing him to give up Ilishpur, a rich province. Ramachandra also agreed to pay annual revenue from Ilishpur to Alauddin. But for 3 years, Ramachandra didn't send the money he promised. This made Alauddin angry because he saw it as a challenge to his authority and a sign of disobedience. Alauddin's response: the decision to punish. In 1306-7, Alauddin decided to send an army to force Ramachandra to obey. He chose Malik Kafur, his most trusted general and the Naib deputy ruler of the kingdom, to lead the campaign. Malik Kafur was known for his loyalty, intelligence and bravery, making him perfect for the mission. The second mission, Devi. Alauddin's wife Kamla Devi, once queen of Gujarat, was in Delhi. She wanted her daughter Devagiri. Devi was the daughter of Raja Karan, the former ruler of Gujarat. Raja Karan had lost Gujarat to Alauddin and was now ruling territory in Baglan, a hilly area on the Gujarat-Maharashtra border. Karan feared Alauddin would try to take his daughter, so he planned to marry Deval Devi to Prince Shankar, the eldest son of Raja Ramachandra of Devagiri, to keep her safe. The capture of Deval Devi. Deval Devi was being escorted to Devagiri for her marriage. Meanwhile, Alp Khan, Alauddin's governor of Gujarat, was travelling with troops to join Malik Kafur for the Devagiri campaign. Alp Khan's forces intercepted Deval Devi's convoy, captured her, and sent her to Delhi. Once in Delhi, Deval Devi was married to Khizr Khan, Alauddin's eldest son. This marriage tied Alauddin's family to both Gujarat and Devagiri, strengthening his political power. The fight against Raja Karan. After losing his daughter, Raja Karan tried to resist, but Alp Khan's forces defeated him in battle. Karan was forced to run away and seek refuge in Devagiri, hoping Ramachandra could protect him. Malik Kafur's campaign. While Alp Khan dealt with Karan, Malik Kafur moved quickly to complete his main mission. He captured Ilishpur, the region Ramachandra had stopped paying tribute for. Malik Kafur placed a Turkish governor in charge of Ilishpur to make sure it was firmly under Alauddin's control. The final push. Itself. After retaking Ilishpur, Malik Kafur marched on Devagiri, the main city of Ramachandra's kingdom. Seeing Malik Kafur and with Raja Karan already defeated, Ramachandra knew rather than his destruction, Ramachandra did peacefully. Rama Delhi. After surrendering, Ramachandra went to personally meet Alauddin. He brought huge gifts of gold, jewels, and other treasures to show loyalty. Alauddin accepted the gifts and was pleased with Ramachandra's submission. The outcome. Reward and control. Alauddin gave Ramachandra the title Rai Rayan, meaning King of Kings, a mark of respect, but also a reminder that Alauddin was the true emperor. He allowed Ramachandra to continue ruling Devagiri, but only as a vassal, meaning he had to stay loyal and pay tribute. As a reward for his surrender, Ramachandra also received Navasari, a rich district in Gujarat, as a personal income. Why this was important? It showed Alauddin's firmness. He would not tolerate broken promises. By marrying Deval Devi into his family, Alauddin cleverly turned enemies into relatives, strengthening his hold over Gujarat and Devagiri. Malik Kafur proved himself as a brilliant commander, paving the way for even more conquests in the south. Alauddin extended his control deep into Deccan, making his empire richer and stronger. It set an example for other kings that disobedience would not be tolerated, forcing them to remain loyal. Simple final summary. Raja Ramachandra stopped paying taxes for 3 years. Alauddin sent Malik Kafur to make him submit. Raja Karan tried to protect his daughter, Devil Devi, by marrying her into Devagiri's royal family, but she was captured by Alp Khan and married to Alauddin's son. Raja Karan was defeated, Ilichpur was retaken, and Devagiri was forced to surrender. Ramachandra went to Delhi, gave huge gifts, received the title Rai Rayan, and kept his kingdom as Alauddin's loyal vassal. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, or map to make this even clearer? Of course, here's a great, deep, detailed summary, written in the simplest words, but with rich details so you understand everything clearly. 1. Why this happened. In 1303, Alauddin Khalji, the Sultan of Delhi, tried to attack Warangal, the capital of the powerful Kakatiya kingdom in South India. His army, led by Chaju, failed miserably because Warangal's king, Prataprudrasegad, was strong and prepared. This defeat was a huge embarrassment for Alauddin, who wanted to show everyone in India that he was the most powerful ruler. For 5 years, Alauddin kept thinking about his humiliation and wanted to erase the shame by winning Warangal the next time. 2. Why Warangal was important. Warangal was rich. It controlled important trade routes and had lots of gold, jewels, elephants and horses. Capturing Warangal would give Alauddin wealth and power in the south. It would also send a message to other southern kingdoms that they must obey him. 3. The new attack, 1308. In 1308, Alauddin decided to try again, but this time he sent his most trusted and capable general, Malik Kafur. Malik Kafur was famous for his bravery, loyalty and strategic mind, which made him the perfect choice for a difficult mission. 4. Warangal's defences. Warangal was one of the strongest forts in southern India. The city had 2 protective walls. Outer wall, made of earth, mud, thick and high to slow down attackers. Inner wall, made of strong stone, much harder to destroy or climb over. These double walls made Warangal very hard to capture and gave defenders an advantage. 5. The surprise attack. King Prataprudra II had defeated Alauddin's army before and was confident in his walls, but in 1308 he was not expecting another attack so soon, so he was caught by surprise when Malik Kafur arrived at Warangal with a powerful army. Malik Kafur's quick march and sudden appearance shocked Prataprudra, leaving him unprepared. 6. The siege. Malik Kafur's army surrounded Warangal, cutting off all supplies of food, water and reinforcements, a strategy called a siege. His troops repeatedly attacked the walls, trying to break through by force. They inflicted heavy losses on the city's garrison, the soldiers defending Warangal, killing many and weakening the king's forces. Warangal's defenders tried to hold out behind their walls, but suffered greatly due to constant attacks and shortages. The surrender. Seeing that he could not win and fearing complete destruction of his city and people, Prataprudra decided to surrender. He wanted to save Warangal from being burned or looted completely. 8. The huge payment. Indemnity. As part of surrendering, Prataprudra offered a massive indemnity, payment demanded after defeat. 300 elephants. Elephants were like the tanks of medieval India, extremely valuable for war and prestige. 7,000 horses. Horses were crucial for fast, strong cavalry. Large quantities of cash and jewels, gold, silver, precious gems, which would make Alauddin much richer. Prataprudra also promised to send tribute every year to Alauddin, which meant acknowledging Alauddin as his overlord and paying him regularly. 9. The result and why it was important. Alauddin avenged his earlier defeat and erased his humiliation from 1303. He got enormous wealth in the form of elephants, horses, gold and jewels. He forced Warangal's king to accept him as the supreme ruler by agreeing to pay annual tribute. This victory expanded Alauddin's influence deep into southern India, making his empire even stronger. Other southern kingdoms now knew that resisting Alauddin would bring massive punishment, so many preferred to send tribute rather than fight. Simple final summary. Alauddin's first attack on Warangol in 1303 failed, which made him angry and embarrassed. In 1308, he sent Malik Kafur to attack again. Warangol had 2 strong walls, but King Prataparudra was surprised. Malik Kafur besieged the city, attacked repeatedly, and caused big losses to Warangol's defenders. The king surrendered, paying 300 elephants, 7,000 horses, lots of gold and jewels, and promised yearly payments to Alauddin. Alauddin proved his power and gained huge riches, strengthening his empire. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, or map to make this story even clearer?
Here's a deep, detailed summary of Malik 10 campaign against the Hoysala kingdom of Dwarasamudra, showing the who, why, where, how, and what happened in the end. Nashar 1, Who's Who and Background. Alauddin Khalji, Sultan of Delhi, ruled 1296-1316. Ambitious, determined to bring the rich southern kingdoms under his control. Malik Kafur, former slave turned top general and close confidant of Alauddin, led multiple expeditions into the Deccan, South India. Hoysala Kingdom, ruled large parts of present-day Karnataka, 10th, 14th centuries. Capital, Dwarasamudra, modern Halebidu, ruled in 1310 by Veerabalala III, a powerful but caught-off-guard king. Devagiri, Yadava Kingdom, a nearby Deccan realm, ruled in 1310 by Shankardeva, who had just succeeded his father, Ramachandra. Number 2, why the campaign? Strategic goal. Alauddin had already defeated the Yadavas of Devagiri and the Kakatiyas of Warangal. The Hoysalas were the third big prize, strong armies and fertile lands. 2. South Indian temple treasuries were legendary for their gold and jewels. Conquering Dwarasamudra promised massive spoils and fresh revenue. 3. Political control. Bringing the Hoysalas into vassalage would extend Delhi's influence deep into the Deccan. Nashar 3. How the campaign unfolded. 1. Crossing the Vindhyas, Malik Kafur's fellow commander Khwaja Haji assembled a large force at Delhi. They marched south, crossing the Vindhya mountain range, key natural barrier between North and South India. 2. Securing Devagiri. Upon reaching Devagiri, they found Shankardeva on the throne. He had taken over 1309-10. Distrust. Fearing secret resistance, Kafur set up a garrison at Jalna on the Godavari River. This fortification ensured secure lines for messages, reinforcements, and supplies back to Delhi. 3. Rapid advance to Dwarasamudra. With Devagiri pacified and communication safe, Kafur marched swiftly toward the Hoysala capital. His speed caught Veerabalala III completely by surprise. The Hoysala ruler had little time to gather troops or fortify defenses. 4. Battle and occupation. The Hoysala forces were defeated in a sudden engagement outside the city walls or possibly on the outskirts. Dwarasamudra fell into Kafur's hands with minimal prolonged siege, thanks to the shock and speed of the attack. 5. Plunder of the temples. Once inside the city, Kafur's troops looted the famous Hoysala temples, known for their intricate carvings and vast treasure. Gold, silver, precious stones, and ritual objects were carried off to Delhi as war booty. Number 4. Aftermath and consequences. 1. War indemnity. Veerabalala III was forced to pay an enormous indemnity, a massive fine to the Sultan. This payment drained the Hoysala treasury and enriched Delhi's coffers. 2. Vassalage. The Hoysala king had to accept vassal status. He remained ruler in name, but had to obey Delhi's Sultan. He was required to send annual tribute and provide military support when called upon. 3. Expansion of Delhi Sultanate. With the Hoysalas subdued, Alauddin's influence now stretched across almost the entire Indian subcontinent, from the Himalayas to the tip of South India. This campaign marked the high point of Khalji power and demonstrated the Sultanate's ability to project force over vast distances. Number 5. Key takeaways. Speed and surprise were Malik Kafur's greatest weapons. A rapid strike prevented the Hoysalas from mounting an effective defense. Logistics and trust. Securing Jalna ensured a steady supply line and guarded against betrayal by the newly installed Yadava king. Wealth transfer. South Indian temple wealth played a vital role in funding further campaigns and strengthening Delhi's economy. Political realignment. The Hoysalas remained nominally independent, but functionally subservient to Delhi, illustrating the era's system of overlordship. This summary ties together the people, motives, movements, battles, and outcomes in a clear, detailed narrative. Let me know if you'd like any part expanded further or displayed as a timeline, map, or visual diagram. Absolutely. Here is a great, deep, detailed summary of the Pandya campaign of 1311, when Malik Kafur, under orders from Alauddin Khilji, invaded the far south of India. This summary explains everything clearly, step by step, with background, causes, events, and results, in the simplest and most complete way. Attack context. The situation before the attack. By 1310, Alauddin Khilji, the Sultan of Delhi, had already defeated the Yadava kingdom of Devagiri, defeated the Kakatiyas of Warangal, defeated the Hoysalas of Dwarasamudra, Karnataka. Now only one major kingdom in South India remained independent. The Pandya kingdom, located in modern Tamil Nadu, with its capital at Madurai. Internal conflict. Two brothers fight for the throne. The Pandya kingdom was in a state of civil war. Two royal brothers, Sundara Pandya and Veera Pandya, were fighting each other to become king. Veera Pandya defeated Sundara Pandya and took control of the throne. Sundara Pandya, now desperate, fled north to Delhi and asked Sultan Alauddin Khilji to help him get his throne back. This request gave Alauddin a perfect reason and excuse to send his army deeper south. Shabdi invasion begins. Malik Kafur marches south in 1311. Alauddin sent his best general, Malik Kafur, to invade the Pandya kingdom. This campaign was the longest distance military expedition ever launched from Delhi until that time. It took the army to the extreme southern tip of India, an area no Delhi Sultan had ever controlled. Path from Delhi, Devagiri, Dwarasamudra, Madura, Rameswaram. The capital falls. Madura is abandoned. Malik Kafur reached the capital Madura quickly. King Veera Pandya, fearing defeat, abandoned the city and fled. The city was left undefended. Kafur's army entered Madura without resistance. Looting and destruction. In Madura, the army looted the entire city, especially the main temple, possibly the early form of the Meenakshi temple, was damaged or destroyed. All the gold. March to Rameswaram. From Madura, Kafur moved eastward to the sea, reaching Rameswaram, a very holy Hindu site connected to Lord Rama. There, he destroyed the great temple at Rameswaram, possibly partly or fully, built a mosque, naming it after Alauddin Khilji, his master. This act was religiously symbolic, showing the power of the Sultanate and marking its presence even in the farthest southern Hindu lands. Return to Delhi. A parade of wealth. After these conquests, turned to Delhi in 1311. They carried huge amounts of treasure, including item, quantity, value. After these value, elephants, 312 used as powerful war animals. Horses, 20,000, very valuable for cavalry. Gold, 2,750 pounds, more than 1,200 kilograms. Equal to 10 crores tankas, a massive sum. Jewels, chests full of diamonds, rubies, pearls, etc. Fact, this was the largest loot ever brought to Delhi in history up to that point. Results and importance. 1. Military success. Malik Kafur proved that Delhi's power could reach even the far south of India. The campaign was done without much resistance because of internal Pandya weakness. 2. Wealth boost. The loot from the Pandya campaign enriched the Delhi Sultanate massively. This wealth allowed Alauddin to pay his soldiers, build forts, and fund more campaigns. And 3. Religious and cultural impact. Destruction of Hindu temples, especially in Rameswaram, shocked many in the south. It showed that even sacred cities were not safe from northern invasions. 4. Political impact. Although Veera Pandya remained alive and later continued to rule, the Pandya kingdom was weakened. The Sultanate did not try to rule the south directly, but claimed tribute, loyalty, and tax from kings like the Pandyas and Hoysalas. Final summary. Simple and complete. In 1311, Malik Kafur led an army into the Pandya kingdom, the southernmost kingdom of India. The kingdom was already weak because two royal brothers were fighting. One brother, Sundara Pandya, went to Delhi and asked for help. Malik Kafur marched south, reached Madura, and found it abandoned by King Veera Pandya. He looted the city, destroyed the main temple, and then marched to Rameshwaram, a sacred town. There, he damaged the Great Temple, built a mosque, and named it after Sultan Alauddin. He returned to Delhi with huge amounts of treasure. Gold, jewels, elephants, horses, the biggest loot in Delhi's history. This made the Delhi Sultanate rich, feared, and more powerful than ever before. Though Delhi did not directly rule the south, many southern kings now paid tribute and accepted Delhi's superiority. If you'd like a timeline of events, a comic strip showing this in pictures, a memory trick or mind map, just let me know. I'll make it even easier to remember. Here is a great, deep, and detailed summary of the last Deccan expedition led by Kafur in 1313 under Alauddin Khilji, explained in the simplest possible language, with all the important background, causes, events, and results. 1. Background. Why this expedition happened. Who was ruling? The Delhi Sultanate was ruled by Alauddin Khilji, a powerful and ambitious ruler. His trusted commander was Kafur, who had already led successful invasions into the Deccan. What happened earlier? In earlier years, 1309 to 1311, Kafur had already attacked the Yadava kingdom of Devagiri, the Kakatiyas of Warangal, the Hoysalas of Dwarasamudra, the Pandyas of Madurai. These kingdoms had been defeated and agreed to pay tribute, gifts, taxes, elephants, etc. to the Sultan of Delhi. What went wrong now? In 1313, Shankardeva, the king of Devagiri, stopped sending tribute. He wanted freedom from Delhi's control. This angered Alauddin, who ordered another expedition to punish him and reassert Delhi's power. 2. Reasons for the expedition. There were two main reasons. 1. Rebellion by Shankardeva, Yadava ruler of Devagiri. He refused to pay tribute. He showed signs of rebellion and wanted independence. Alauddin could not allow this, or other kings would do the same. 2. Request from Prataprudra of Warangal. He was already said, Delhi is too far. Please send someone here to collect it. This was also a sign that needed a strong presence in the south. 3. The expedition. What did Malik Kafur do? 1. March to Devagiri. Kafur led an army to Devagiri. Shankardeva was defeated and killed. This ended his rebellion and showed that Delhi was still in control. 2. March to Gulbarga. Kafur moved south to Gulbarga, now in Karnataka. He captured the city and took it under Delhi's influence. 3. Capture of Ab. He occupied the area between the Krishna and Tungabhadra rivers. This land was rich and important for trade and farming. Kafur set up military garrisons, permanent army posts, at Raichur, Mudgal. This gave Delhi control over a major strategic zone. 4. Capture of seaports. Kafur went westward toward the Arabian Sea. He captured two important ports in modern Maharashtra. Chaul. These ports were rich and helped Delhi control sea trade and collect taxes. 5. Second invasion of the Hoysala kingdom. He again attacked the Hoysalas of Karnataka, ruled by Veerabalala III. Even though the Hoysalas had submitted earlier, this attack reminded them to stay loyal. Kafur showed that no king could stop paying tribute or disobey Delhi. 4. The return and success. Kafur returned to Delhi with huge amounts of treasure, proof of Delhi's military strength, a list of kings who now feared and obeyed the Sultan. 5. The result. What happened after this? A. Deccan was fully conquered. All major southern kingdoms had been defeated or forced to become vassals. They ruled locally but obeyed Delhi. B. Delhi controlled most of South India. The Sultanate now had political control over almost the entire southern peninsula. C. But it was not directly ruled. The Delhi Sultanate did not fully take over the south. The local kings remained in power but had to send regular tribute, accept Delhi's suzerainty. Delhi was the superior power. Delhi only placed a few garrisons, military camps, in important towns like Raichur, Mudgal, Gulbarga. 6. Meaning of keywords. In simplest words, word remains the superior overlord. Tribute. a payment, money, elephants, gold, sent by weaker kings to powerful rulers. Suzerainty, when one king allows another to rule locally, but remains the superior overlord. Annex, to take complete political control and govern directly. Garrison, a place where soldiers are permanently stationed to guard a region. Doab, land between two rivers. Krishna Tungabhadra Doab equal rich region. Final deep summary, simple and full. In 1313, Malik Kafur launched the last expedition to South India. This was done because Shankar Deva of Devagiri stopped paying tribute. Kafur defeated and killed Shankar Deva, then went on to capture new regions. Gulbarga city, the rich area between Krishna and Tungabhadra rivers, set up army bases at Raichur and Mudgal, captured seaports, Dabhol and Chaul, re-attacked the Hoysalas to keep them obedient. Kafur returned with huge treasure and proof of Delhi's power. Now, almost all of South India accepted Delhi's authority. But Delhi did not rule directly. Local kings remained, but had to obey the Sultan, send regular tribute. Only a few army camps were set up to watch over the region. Would you like a timeline of all events? A map of Kafur's path? A comic strip of this whole story? A memory trick or mnemonic to remember it all? I'll make learning it fun and even easier for you. Just let me know. Sure. Here's a great, deep, and detailed summary of the topic: the Mongol invasions and Alauddin Khalji's Northwest frontier policy, written in the simplest and clearest way, but still giving you full understanding like a history expert. Deep and detailed summary in simple words. 1. Background. Who were the Mongols? The Mongols were fierce and powerful warriors from Central Asia, originally united by Genghis Khan in the early 13th century. After his death, his sons and generals spread the empire far and wide, from China to Europe. By the mid-1200s, the Mongols had conquered parts of Afghanistan, Iran, and Russia, created fear across Asia because of their sudden raids, fast horsemen, and ruthless methods. Naturally, they began to look toward India next, a rich and powerful land. What is the Northwest frontier? This was the northwestern border of India, including regions like Punjab, Sindh. This frontier was India's doorway to Central Asia. A foreign invader from the west, like the Mongols, would come through this route. That's why it was always under threat and needed strong defense. 103. Mongol invasions before Alauddin. During the rule of earlier Delhi sultans, like Balban, the Mongols had already started attacking the frontier. Balban was a strong ruler, ruled 1266 to 1287 CE, but he couldn't go on the offensive, attack others, because he was always busy defending the borders from Mongol raids. He had to build forts and station armies just to protect Delhi and nearby regions. This shows how dangerous the Mongol threat was even before Alauddin came. 4. Alauddin Khalji comes to power. Alauddin Khalji became the Sultan of Delhi in 1296 CE. He was brave, very ambitious, and had big military plans. Unlike Balban, Alauddin didn't just sit and defend. He wanted to stop the Mongols once and for all, protect Delhi, and conquer other parts of India too. 5. The Mongol attacks during his reign. The Mongols attacked India repeatedly during Alauddin's reign. These attacks started from the very beginning of his rule, 1296, and continued until 1308 CE. That means 12 years of constant danger and warfare. They attacked Punjab, Multan, Sindh, even came close to Delhi, the capital, and threatened the Ganga-Yamuna Doab, a rich farming region between the Ganga and Yamuna rivers. This was very serious. If the Mongols had succeeded, Delhi might have been captured, crops and villages could be burned, the kingdom would suffer huge losses. 6. How did Alauddin respond? His frontier policy. Alauddin did not panic. He created a strong, smart plan to fight back. His northwest frontier policy. 1. Strong forts and defenses. He fortified the border areas like Punjab and Multan. He built walls, forts, and watchtowers. His army could spot invaders early and prepare a counter. 2. Powerful, well-paid army. He increased the size of his army, gave soldiers regular salaries, kept them battle-ready at all times, introduced new weapons and war methods. 3. Efficient administration. He organized the military system, ensured there were no delays in food, weapons, or reinforcements, made sure Delhi and the inner regions were always protected. 4. Quick and strong military action. He personally led or directed battles. He defeated the Mongols more than 12 times, never allowed them to enter or destroy any major city. Because of this, the Mongols could never win against Alauddin. 7. Aftermath. Final victory and peace. The last major Mongol attack happened in 1308 CE. After that, Alauddin's policies were so strong that the Mongols stopped attacking India. From 1308 to 1316, his death, about 7 to 8 years, Alauddin enjoyed peace on the frontier. During these peaceful years, he focused on ruling wisely, continued conquering southern India, improved the economy and administration. Final thoughts. Why is this important? Alauddin Khalji is remembered as one of the strongest defenders of India against foreign invasion. He was the first Indian ruler who was able to completely stop the Mongols. While earlier kings were always afraid and on the defensive, Alauddin fought back boldly, defeated the Mongols repeatedly, and still had time to expand his empire. That's why historians praise him for having a brilliant frontier policy, which means he knew exactly how to protect India's borders and win wars at the same time. Summary in one simple sentence. Alauddin Khalji was the brave sultan who defeated the Mongols again and again from 1296 to 1308, protected Delhi and the northwest border of India, and gave India 7 years of peace by creating a strong army and clever defense system. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, map, or character profiles of Alauddin versus Mongols to make it even more memorable? Of course. Here's a great, deep, and detailed summary of the 3 early Mongol invasions during Alauddin Khalji's reign, 1296 to 1299 CE. Written in the simplest and clearest way possible, so even a beginner can understand every layer of meaning. Detailed summary of the Mongol invasions and Zafar Khan's role, 1296 to 12. Context. Who were the Mongols and why did they invade? The Mongols were a fierce, warlike people from Central Asia. They had built one of the largest empires in the world under and his successors. After conquering parts of Iran and Russia, they looked toward and powerful. During Alauddin Khalji's time, the Mongols kept attacking India from the northwest frontier, mainly through Punjab. First Mongol invasion, late 1296 CE. What was happening? Alauddin had just become king. He was only a few months on the throne. The kingdom was still settling down after his rise to power. What did the Mongols do? They launched a sudden invasion near Jalandhar in Punjab. They thought Alauddin, being new, might be weak. What did Alauddin do? He sent Zafar Khan, one of his 4 closest friends and a great general. The Mongols bravely and quickly defeated them. It was a complete victory, with heavy losses for the Mongols. Key point, Zafar Khan's success in the first invasion showed the world that Alauddin's rule would not be weak, it would be tough and ready for war. Second Mongol invasion, 1297 CE. What did the Mongols do this time? They returned with another army. This time, they managed to capture the Siri fort, which was very close to Delhi. It was a serious threat to the capital city. Zafar Khan's role. Zafar Khan was now in charge of defending the northwest frontier. He moved quickly to attack the fort. After a short siege, he defeated the Mongols, recaptured Siri fort, took the Mongol commander prisoner, captured 1,700 Mongols, including their wives and children, sent them all to Delhi as prisoners. Key point, this victory was not just military, it was psychological. Capturing the enemy's families sent a strong message. You are not safe even when you come in large numbers. Third Mongol invasion, 1299 CE. This time was different. The Mongols came with their largest force yet, 2,200,000 soldiers. They were led by Kutluk Khwaja, a powerful general. Their aim was not just looting. They came to conquer and rule Delhi. What did the Mongols do? They marched quietly to the outskirts of Delhi. They did not attack villagers or destroy things. Why? Because they were planning to besiege Delhi, surround and starve it into surrender. What did Alauddin do? This was a dangerous crisis. The largest enemy army ever had arrived at his doorstep. He took advice from his minister al-Mulk, who said, "Don't fight now. Try to delay or negotiate. Temporize." Alauddin's response: he refused to wait. He said, "I will not delay. We will fight tomorrow morning." He believed in direct action. The battle begins, Zafar Khan's last stand. Zafar Khan led the first attack, the advance guard. He attacked the Mongols boldly and defeated them in the first clash. Then he chased the enemy too far, moving away from the main army. The trap. The Mongols pretended to retreat. Once Zafar Khan was far away, they surrounded him from all sides. He fought bravely, but was eventually killed. Zafar Khan's final sacrifice. His death was a heroic sacrifice. He killed many Mongols before dying. Even though he died, his bravery shocked the Mongols. The Mongols retreat out of fear. What happened after Zafar Khan's death? Instead of feeling victorious, the Mongols were shaken. They lost heart, lost their courage. They thought, if one man fought like this, what will the full army do? They fled back to Central Asia. Zafar Khan becomes a legend. His name became legendary. There's a famous story. Mongol soldiers, while stopping to drink water, would ask, "Is Zafar Khan nearby?" They were so scared of him that they feared he could appear anywhere. Moral of the story: Zafar Khan became a symbol of fear, even after death, a true warrior legend. Alauddin's reaction: cold and calculated. Surprisingly, Alauddin did not seem too sad about Zafar Khan's death. Why? He respected his bravery, but he also feared his ambition. He thought Zafar Khan was too popular and powerful and might one day try to take the throne. Lesson from this: medieval kings often feared even their most loyal generals because powerful men could turn into rivals. Final great summary. In simple points. What happened? Key details. 1. First Mongol invasion, 1296. Alauddin was new. Zafar Khan defeated Mongols near Jalandhar. 2. Second invasion, 1297. Mongols captured Siri Fort. Zafar Khan won it back and captured 1,700 Mongols. 3. Third invasion, 1299. Huge Mongol army, 2 lakh, came to conquer Delhi. Zafar Khan fought bravely but died. Mongols ran away, scared by his heroism. Key takeaways. Zafar Khan was Alauddin's most brave and trusted general, but also too powerful to be fully trusted. The Mongol invasions of 1296 to 1299 were major threats, but Alauddin's army successfully stopped them. Zafar Khan's death in 1299 was a turning point. The Mongols never attacked with such strength again for many years. His bravery left such a strong impression that his enemies feared his name, even after his death. Alauddin's leadership during these invasions proved his strength, and his frontier defense became legendary. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, or a character sheet of Zafar Khan next? Here is your great, deep, and detailed summary of the Fourth Mongol invasion during Alauddin Khalji's reign, written in the simplest possible words with full explanation of all key events, causes, results, and actions. Title: The Fourth Mongol Invasion and Alauddin's Strong Border Policy. Background. In the late 1200s and early 1300s, India was under constant threat from the Mongols, a powerful warrior people from Central Asia. The Mongols had already attacked India several times. By the time of the fourth major invasion, Alauddin Khalji was the Sultan, king, of Delhi. He had already faced 3 Mongol attacks, and now a fourth and very dangerous one happened, this time during a moment of great weakness. Why was the fourth invasion so dangerous? Alauddin was not in Delhi at the time of the attack. He was busy attacking Chittor, a strong Rajput fort in Rajasthan. At the same time, another of his armies in the southern part of India, Telangana, had been defeated badly. So Delhi was weak and unprotected, a perfect chance for enemies. 2. What did the Mongols do? A Mongol army of 12,000 soldiers, led by their general Tagi, marched very fast toward Delhi. Their speed was so great that governors in far provinces couldn't bring their armies in time. The capital city was left to face the attack alone. 3. Alauddin's situation in Delhi. When Alauddin returned to Delhi, it was too late to gather a full army. He hid inside the Siri fort, a strong fortress near Delhi. The Mongols surrounded the fort. This is called a siege. For 2 months, the Sultan and his people were trapped inside the fort. 4. What did the Mongols do outside? They looted the villages around Delhi. They even entered the streets of Delhi itself, robbing and scaring people. This showed how weak the city's defense had become. 5. Why did the Mongols leave? After 3 months of staying and attacking, they finally gave up and went back. Why? The Mongols were in siege warfare. They didn't know how to break into large protected forts like Siri. So they left without winning, even after causing fear and... What did Alauddin learn from this? This invasion was a wake-up call. He realized, the Mongols have now come to Delhi 2 times without being stopped. I must make sure they are stopped at the border, not inside my kingdom. Alauddin's strong border defense policy. After the Mongols left, Alauddin took serious steps in the future. Here's what he did. A. Repaired old forts. He repaired broken or weak forts in the border regions, especially in Punjab, Multan, and Sindh. These forts had once stopped enemies but had become weak over time. B. Built new forts. He built brand new forts at other important border points. These would act as walls or shields to stop Mongol entry. C. Posted strong soldiers in forts. Every fort was garrisoned, meaning soldiers lived inside full-time. These were not ordinary soldiers. They were well-trained and powerful. D. Created a special border army. Alauddin created an extra army just for watching and defending the frontier border. Their job was to always be alert and fight the Mongols if they appeared. E. Appointed a special border governor. Alauddin appointed a dedicated official to manage the border areas. He was given a special title, Warden of the Marches. Marches means borderlands. The warden was like a chief protector of India's northwestern frontier. Final deep summary. In table form, event, what happened? 1. Weak time. Alauddin was busy in Chittor. Another army lost in Telangana. Delhi was unprotected. 2. Mongol attack. Mongol leader Tagi attacked Delhi with 12, moved too fast for help to arrive. 3. Siege of Siri Fort. Alauddin hid in Siri Fort. Mongols trapped him for 2 months and looted Delhi's streets. 4. Mongols leave. After 3 months, they gave up and returned. They lacked siege skills. 5. New border policy. Alauddin repaired, built, and filled forts, made a special army, and appointed a border governor. 6. Warden of the Marches. A powerful official to guard and manage the frontier permanently. What this invasion meant for India. It showed that Delhi could fall if not protected properly. Alauddin's reaction made sure that the Mongols were never again able to reach Delhi so easily. His border policy became a model for future rulers. Conclusion, in simple words. The Fourth Mongol invasion was very close to destroying Delhi. But instead of panicking, Alauddin learned from the attack and built a strong shield around his kingdom. He turned a moment of great danger into a great lesson and created a defense system that protected India from Mongols for many more years. Would you like a comic strip, mind map, or timeline diagram of this next? Here is your great, deep, and detailed summary of the final Mongol invasions during Alauddin Khalji's reign, 1305 to 1308. Written in very simple words, with clear points, added explanations, and everything explained like teaching a beginner. This summary captures all events, reasons, actions, and consequences. Summary. Alauddin Khalji's final battles against the Mongols, 1305 to 1308. Background context. By the early 1300s, Alauddin Khalji had already faced many Mongol invasions. He had taken serious steps to stop future attacks, repaired old forts and built new ones, posted strong armies at the border, created a separate force for the frontier, appointed special officials to guard the northwest borders. But even after all these careful preparations, the Mongols launched 3 more dangerous invasions in 1305, 1306, and 1307-08. 1. The invasion of 1305, led by Ali Beg. Who was Ali Beg? A Mongol commander from the family of Genghis Khan, the founder of the Mongol Empire. A bold and dangerous leader. What did he do? Led a Mongol army into Punjab, evaded, escaped past the border guards, and entered deep into Indian territory. Reached the town of Amroha, causing destruction. Burned villages and looted everything. This attack showed that even with strong defenses, Mongols could still break through occasionally. Alauddin's response. He sent 2 top generals, Malik Kafur, trusted general and military commander. Ghazi Malik later became Sultan, known as Ghiyas-ud-Din Tughlaq. What did they do? They didn't attack immediately. They waited for the Mongols to begin their return journey with stolen goods. Then they attacked suddenly, catching the Mongols off guard. The Mongols were completely defeated. What happened to the Mongols? The 2 main Mongol chiefs were executed by elephants, a form of punishment used for traitors or invaders. The rest of the Mongol prisoners were also put to death. Their heads were placed into the walls of the Siri fort in Delhi. This was meant to terrify future attackers and show Delhi's strength. 2. Ghazi Malik becomes governor of Punjab. After this great victory, Alauddin rewarded Ghazi Malik. In 1305, he made him governor of Punjab, the most critical frontier province. Ghazi Malik's job was to stop future Mongol attacks at the border. He successfully guarded the frontier for the rest of Alauddin's life. 3. The invasion of 1306, led by Kabk. What did the Mongols do? They crossed the Indus River again near Multan, now in Pakistan. They moved toward the Himalayas, destroying villages along the way. They hoped to get rich by plundering Indian territories. Ghazi Malik's action. Ghazi Malik blocked their path, but a large battle happened. He killed many Mongol soldiers and captured 50,000 of them. The Mongol leader Kabk was also captured. What happened after? All 50,000 prisoners were executed. Their wives and children were sold as slaves, a brutal but common punishment in medieval warfare. This was one of the ever suffered by the Mongols in India. 4. The final invasion, 1307-08, led by Iqbal Mand. What did the Mongols try this time? Another army, led by Iqbal Mand, entered India. They crossed the Indus River but couldn't go very far. Indian forces quickly confronted them. What happened? Iqbal Mand was killed in battle. Many Mongols were captured alive and brought to Delhi. All of them were put to death. 5. What happened after 1308? The Mongols never attacked India again during Alauddin Khalji's lifetime. His strong military policies, brave generals, and cruel punishments scared them off. For years, North India remained safe and peaceful from Mongol threats. Only many years later, during the reign of Qutb-ud-Din Mubarak, did the Mongols attempt to return. Final deep summary, all events in order. Year, event, result. 1305, Ali leads Mongols to Amroha, defeated by Malik Kafur and Ghazi Malik. Mongol leaders trampled by elephants. Prisoners killed, heads used in wall of Siri fort. Ghazi Malik, governor of Punjab, keeps the northwest frontier Din's reign. Mongols led by Kabk invade via Multan. Ghazi Malik kills many, captures 50,000 Mongols, including Kabk, all families sold as slaves. 4. 1307-08, Mongols led by Iqbal Mand invade again. Iqbal Mand killed early, invaders defeated and executed in Delhi. After 1308, no more Mongol invasions. Alauddin's reign becomes peaceful from the Mongol side. Key points to remember. In simple words, Alauddin faced the final 3 Mongol invasions from 1305 to 1308. His generals, especially Ghazi Malik, played a big role in defending India. The brutal punishments given to Mongols scared them off forever. After 1308, the Mongols stayed away from India. This gave Alauddin peace and freedom to focus on other parts of his empire. Would you like a comic strip, timeline, storyboard, or mind map of this next?